Assalamu alaikum students. I hope all of you are fine, and today I am here again with another revision lesson of history. So let me tell you that today is our last revision lesson of chapter number 2, and right after that we will start chapter number 1. Okay, and in that chapter we will discuss about the Muslim reformers. So if you guys are not having your books with you, then I suggest you to please open your books and open page number 23. On page number 23 you will find the topic, why were the British able to conquer India? What was the power of British? What was their strength? How did they become able to conquer India? Because at that time India was a huge continent, and India was a huge place where everybody, after Mughals were the people who ruled the subcontinent the most for the longest time period. But even during the rule of Mughals, there were many other nations who wanted to got control on subcontinent, and the British were one of them. So today we will see that how did British able to conquer India. So first of all we will see the weakness of India. Obviously Mughals and the people of India, they were weak. That's why British got their weakness and they got the point where they should hit the Indians. So the Mughal Empire was already in decline when the British began to expand their influence in India after establishing East India Company, because that was the main purpose why they came here, and just for the purpose of trade they got an entry to India, and after that they started spreading their influence to the people. And at that time there was no strong uniting force in India, because every area was divided into Nawabs and their own leaders. So there was not unity. Every Nawab was in that, like, they all were in way to have a far with the other tribe, to just got the control into that tribe as well. So there was no unity. It was a collection of disunited territories, as I told you. So many rulers were wealthy feudal lords who all allowed their states to decline through neglect rather than aiming and regovernate them. So they all were in that chance to defeat the other tribe or to defeat the other ruler and get the control on their area as well. So that was the weakness, that was the biggest weakness of Indians, that they were not united. So when someone is not united, then obviously they cannot win anything. When the people, like, if you heard about that story that union is strength, so union is actually a strength. When you people are united, then nobody can separate you. But if you are already separate, then it's more easier to make you separate, right? So now let's see that what was the strength of British. The Industrial Revolution in Britain resulted in it being technologically much more advanced than India. So the first strength of British was that they had technology, and in technology they were much more stronger than India. Because in many wars, why did British defeat India? Because they had strong weapons, strong and advanced weapons. So British were more good in technology than Indians. The second point is the British considered themselves superior to the Indians. Well, they had thought that they are more superior than Indians, and a major reason for the British success in India was that they always believed that they would succeed when they decided to have trade with Indian. Then till to got the control on subcontinent, British actually knew they had faith on them that whatever they will do, they will succeed. So they were quite confident. Their political belief was that progress was inevitable, and they also believed that they were destined to rule large parts of the world. They said that their political belief was that success is their destiny. Nobody can stop them to rule the largest parts of the world. So they believed that God sent them to rule the world. Somehow that was their perception. Alright, now see that after getting control on subcontinent, how did British rule? So British were determined to try to do something about the impact of wars, because during British and Mughals time there were so many wars happened, and whenever a war happened, right after that there is a huge destruction. So now British wanted to compensate, or British wanted to make those things good which had gone wrong due to the war. So in 1833 the British government tried to give Indians a more important part in running their own country. They had decided that if we are going to stay here, or if we are going to rule Indian people, then obviously we have to offer them few good jobs, or their rights to live, their rights to practice their religion. So this is how they thought, and this is how they worked for Indians. The Charter Act of 1833 said that Indians could be part of the civil service administrating India. Now they have decided that Indians also give the exam for civil service job. So by the mid 19th century the British were firmly established in India, and in 1834 English replaced Persian as the official language of the administration, and in 1835 it was decided that education should be in English language. Obviously once British got control and they had official rule in India, then they had decided that now we want our language. So they replaced Persian with English, and in schools and in court the official language was English. Students, can you see the picture on your screen? Can you guess who's that person is? Yes, definitely it has written on it that he is Tipu Sultan. Tipu Sultan was a Sultan of Mysore. Mysore was a place in subcontinent. He was a fierce and courageous opponent of British, and he loved tigers. As you can see that his throne is the legs of that throne. They used those legs, and you can see that they are tigers. So he kept 6 tigers in his fortress city of and he get a throne that was shaped and stripped like a tiger. So the British disliked the way that Tipu stood up to them. British, once they got to know that now we had a control and we have a rule, still a person is there who disliked us and who want to stand against us. So Tipu was determined to resist the British advance in India, and he had to match his weapons to British. So he had 50 cannons and 1 lakh cannon balls and 10 muskets, and as well as rockets and handguns. So these were the weapons which Tipu Sultan collected, because he had thought that to have a fight with British, I have to make myself strong, or I have to make my army strong, and British had weapons, so we should have weapons as well. So he defeated British several times, and in 1799 British sent a huge force to attack his place, and on 4th May Tipu and many of his followers were killed as they tried to resist the British attack, right? So this is how Tipu Sultan tried to resist British, but unfortunately after defeating British so many times, so that was the time when British defeated Tipu Sultan, because they had sent a huge army, right? So students, this is how our second chapter, the revision of our second chapter has just finished. Now we will revise our first chapter from our next lesson. Okay, till then just stay home, take great care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.